Welcome, Wanderer. The level experience is about to drastically change. Season 11 is taking our starting skill points away, and we will also have to redo renown in form of a seasonal rank. All of this sounds what the hell at first, but it might lead to a more meaningful, fun level experience. Let me break it down step by step. After making yourself a new seasonal character and logging in, you will not have your starting 12 available skill points. They are gone. We're going to begin with one single point again. These 12 skill points you had because we grinded renown and earned them for our account. That renown will be gone. And together with the seasonal journey, we put together into a new seasonal rank that you have to boost upwards. This already means that the early levels are going to be slower. You might still be able to jump right away into hard, expert, or penitent. However, if you don't have the skill points, going right away into expert and then having like a basic skill without anything bonus will probably not happen. Gameplay wise, the first 20 levels won't be too much different though. You're still gonna start with a seasonal quest, then do your hell tides, your favors, all these kind of activities. They are still the same. Only that we have less skill points and therefore it's gonna be slower. Plus loot changes are on the horizon. These will have normal items continue to drop longer while leveling, magic items will more frequently have bonus affixes, rare items will be rarer before level 30, and legendary items will be rarer before level 40. Hearing this, you're going to be, what the hell, they're taking away my skill points, they give me less items, I have to do the same activities but slower, and I'm pretty much confined to actually starting in normal instead of hard, expert, or penitent. So definitely a slowed down start. How do we earn our skill points now back? And that's where the journey changes. We're getting a season rank. This season rank rewards additional skill points at rank 1, 2, and 3. And at rank 3, 4, 5, and 6, we get the Paragon points that we formerly have been looking for. The Altars of Lilith and the Tenets of Akaret, they're not giving permanent bonuses anymore. They'll give bonus experience and minor rewards if you then find them, but you do not have to interact with them at all. What's going to happen is we're going to do our activities, we're going to level, we're going to jump into nightmare dungeons, kill a world boss maybe, clear strongholds, and that will then increase our seasonal rank. It's going to bring us further forward, just like the renown did. And some of this might be complete 5 local events, we're going to have the crafting stuff, we're interacting with the seasonal journey. It's going to be a mix of the journey and what we have seen from renown before, maybe with some new things on top. Plus then we're going to have Capstone Dungeons to push this forward. These Capstone Dungeons have a suggested level and a difficulty tier. The first one is at level 30. However, you can do them earlier and they do not scale in difficulty with level. So if I go in here with level 20, it's still level 30 difficult. If I go in with 25, it's level 30 difficult. Which means, if I manage to make a good build and get good gear, I will get this amazing feeling of, oh wow, I was able to do the Capstone Dungeon earlier, and then I could get my seasonal rank up faster, I could get more skill points to then progress smoother, and potentially even go into a harder difficulty. And talking about harder difficulty, the next one is then in the expert difficulty. So I actually have to have a good build that I'm around level 50 or before level 50 in expert and able to do the hellish descent. To push the rank further forward to get my bonus skill points and work my way towards the Paragon points. Because as you then hit level 60, you won't have these 25 Paragon points you're used to, right? You might have 4 or 8 bonus Paragon points. That's going to slow your way into Torment 1, Torment 2, 3, 4 down because we have to re-earn these Paragon points first. It does sound bad having to re-earn this, and it does rate bad, but I assume that it will give us meaningful fun moments during the story to then actually push the seasonal rank forward, and I assume that the seasonal rank will also have XP gold rewards and gear rewards, again, bound to it. So it's kind of like a journey, an actual real journey with steps to climb over in order to make the game longer. Especially the loot changes are quite controversial. Legendary items are rarer before level 40 and then rapidly ramp up. This means I'm going to get my aspects later than ever. And sometimes I end up being level 60, missing some of my absolutely key pieces. I mean, I was lucky to actually have a Shattered Spirit aspect. Some people are sitting in Torment 4 and they still don't have one and they can't play a certain build. Same goes for the Druid with the Shockwave aspect and others. That's certainly going to suck just seeing rares, rares, and rares. Especially if you then kill some challenging bosses, some things during your journey, some of the new elite packs that are coming. Or finish off the Hellmaiden / Hellmaiden Duriel, right? And we're actually getting less and less legendary items from that. We might pretty much be forced to again look for where do our aspects drop, in which kind of dungeons, and then go to these dungeons in the beginning to get the respective aspect that we can then enchant it on our items. Pretty much the gameplay loop we did before Season 6, where you always wanted to have a certain aspect from a dungeon to then have a smoother leveling experience to level 100. Now I did mention elite monster packs, and that's coming actually on top, because we're getting more difficult packs to clear. Instead of simply blasting through, they want to put like obstacles in our way. We're going to be like, oh hell, this is quite the challenging pack, I need to focus. It's kind of made as an attention breaker that from the monotony of blasting through, you're like, oh holy, that's a super affixed mob, we're going to kill them and then still get rare items and not even legendaries from them, at least during leveling. And then later, they might be more beneficial to actually clear. However, there's a ray of sunshine, because during your whole leveling from level 1 to Torment 4, with the defense and health changes, you can finally stack armor, resistance. You can stack as much armor and resistance as you want. And armor now reduces physical and non-physical damage, plus then we get a new physical resistance on top, and all of this is going to go into a toughness value. I do believe this might be easier defense now. Instead of trying to solve the armor and resistance puzzle, you're just simply getting as much as possible to reduce the damage as much as possible. More is more. Obviously, there are diminishing returns, and it's not like that you can get 100% damage reduction. However, you can actually get more and more and more armor. You don't have to stop at 1,000. I mean, you can go up to 4,000 armor, and actually that's meaningful. That's good. That will make you more tanky, and you don't get one-shotted, and it doesn't feel weird anymore. So far, my predictions are the leveling is going to be 1-2 hours slower instead of being a 3-4 hour experience for someone who knows what he's doing. More looking at 6 hours, maybe 10 hours for the casual player. Subsequent characters should not suffer from this though, because you're going to have your seasonal rank then done, and you're going to have the bonus skill points for new characters, I assume. Not that every character has to do the seasonal journey again. And while things might be slower, I do believe that these Capstone Dungeons might provide a good, successful feeling moment. I liked the Capstone Dungeons back in the days, especially then figuring out I can do them at level 29, 28, 25, 26, all right? I can do them at an as low level as possible to then advance my rank further and get more skill. It's going to be a good feeling when you actually do that, when you figure out how to do my build, when you actually follow a build guide and it allows you to go easier into these challenges. That's how I'm viewing it, but I'm trying to stay positive. I'm obviously looking forward to play this all on the PDR. And it's already coming on October the 21st, together then with the end game, because we have finally something to grind into, which is then going to be the tower. And that's going to be the end of the journey, right? We're going from 1 to 60 into Torment 4 to farm the pit to get our gear good, to then ascend into the tower and climb the leaderboards. Technically, if you're interested into that. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Does the new leveling sound interesting to you? Slowed down but more meaningful? I mean, when we're saying slowed down, it's also another hour more and not another 20 hours more, right? It's not super slowed down. They're trying to give it more meaning. If that works, we'll have to see. Now watch the video on all the changes because there's way more coming. And thank you for being here.